Right. This is Larry Glover, and or Jack Larry Glover. Some of you know me, and I'm sitting here with my friend, dear friend, and brother, Emmanuel Karisa Baya, and I am in Kenya. I've come here to meet with Emmanuel and to visit the Magarini Children's Center and Organic Demonstration Farm. And I've asked Emmanuel to share with my friends and people I come into contact with this idea that he has and called Peace Through the Soil. And I'm just gonna, Emmanuel, if you could just let us know, what does this mean for you? How did you come to this? What's it about for you?
Thank you so much. Hi, dear friends. My name is Emmanuel Karisa Baya, as my friend...
Speak up just a little bit, Emmanuel.
Yeah. Hi, friends. My name is Emmanuel Karisa Baya, as my friend Larry has put it. I'm the founder of Magarini Children's Center and Organic Farming Demonstration Farm. What I mean about peace from the soil. I am a farmer and I love farming. And if I speak about peace from the soil, I mean we can have peace and we can live on this earth with this soil peacefully. How? First, I believe and I trust all the food we eat is from the soil. If you are hungry, you are not in peace. If your stomach has something, then you feel good. That's one aspect of peace. When you put your fingers to the soil in terms of working, caring for the soil has its own nature, communicates to you on how you can pass out that love from the soil to the other person. You can do this by sharing what you grow. You can do this by working together. And when you work together, when you speak about yourself in that way, you can come up with a way of solving your own problems, be it inner problem or outer problem, while standing at that piece or working at that piece of soil. And for me, it's very, very important, and this is what I would wish and share to the world. That I know there are so many things that is happening right now, and many people have gone to school and learned so many different things that has a little bit separated them from the soil. And I wish if this could be possible, and though I know there is people who don't have land, others they don't have land, but where we live, at least if we could have something to grow, that to watch it growing from the soil, even if it's from the pot. We put soil in a pot and something is growing. Watching that growing, something growing naturally, it communicates to you and how it needs and how you can reach the other person in terms of living together in peace. You don't have to reach many people, but even if you reach one person, that he can be peaceful from the soil by growing one thing that he can share with the other or can be for himself, this can bring peace. Another thing is that we all need peace. And why do we see peace very important? Because of the conflicts that is happening, that makes other people to think that their life is coming to an end. And already many people, their lives have come to an end. Why? Because of conflicts, some wars and this. It is because right now, me as a human being, because I don't want to talk about you, I want to talk about myself. Me as a human being, my relationship with the soil has gone apart like this. It has made a gap, and this gap, as it grows, it distances me with the people. I no longer see people as people because of my own selfishness, my own individuality, seeing myself very important, seeing myself very privileged, seeing myself being important, forgetting that I'm standing on a soil. and this soil supports me and supports the other person. Then if the other person can be supported with the soil, is equally important as I. And if I can see how important is that other person, then I can feel his or her suffering, and he can feel my suffering too. Regardless of maybe how much economically I'm advantage, how much money I have, but I suffer in a way that I need mutual support. And if I can feel that person, then bring together, then the soil that beneath comes together, and the understanding, not even talking, but the understanding will bring us together, and I'll get that support, and he will get that support. That way, we are building a sense of a network or a sense of community, and being a sense of that community that knows the value of living together, the value of peace from the soil that will extend to the other. And with that, I believe with this soil, with this conflict that we have, there is a way we can all solve them together, by talking, by feeling each other, and by valuing the soil that we stand on.
Great, Emmanuel, thanks. We're sitting actually by a swimming pool here in Kenya, so that's what you're catching in the background, are some kids playing.
Yeah.
Emmanuel, tell us just briefly a little bit about the Magarini, about the farm, and what's happening there, and in the practice of this. What are the kids? How does this translate to what they're learning? What are they learning there in relationship to this piece through the soil?
Here at Magarini Children's Center and Organic Farming Demonstration Farm, why was this farm established? First, it is to create the relationship between the young children with the soil, because I felt that the adults have already gone, and to bring them back. So in Magarini Children's Center, we want the children to feel the soil and care about it. And the way they do that, they care of each other. The more they love the soil, they love each other. And by doing that, they know that the food we are growing here is right from the soil. And they don't only learn how to produce the food or to grow food for themselves, but the more they care for the lives under the soil and take care of the soil, they feel without me or without any other person to tell them you have to live in peace. Just working with the soil, naturally they know that peace is important because they feel to care each other. So apart from giving the children basic education as per the government curriculum, we feel it's important for these children to know how to grow or make a self-reliant community that will be taking care of the soil, grow their own safe and healthy food. Why? Today there is a high amount of unemployment, and once people know, children knows how the way they grow up and know how to grow their own safe healthy food, then they can use the food to grow food, and with this food they can solve their small problems that affect them. But the main issue from the peace from the soil is the children knows to tap the peace that exists from the soil to the human hearts. And this is very fundamental, because with listening with our ears, still we can listen and feel with our heart. And this is when you can feel the pain of the other person, and the other person can feel your pain. And that's why we say caring for the land, caring for people. That's what we say at Magarini Children's Center. And we meet every Thursday with the larger community to work together with the community, and we grow food organically. And when we grow food organically, the community have the opportunity to learn to use the same skills to grow the same food in their farms. At the same time, children have an opportunity at least 20 minutes or 15 minutes just to come up to feel the soil. And we feel by this, even if they leave the center, where they will go, they'll have the opportunity to care for the soil. And the more they care for the soil, the more peace we create from the soil. And the more how they become democratically themselves, because it's just coming naturally from the soil and to the hearts of the people and the mind of the younger minds. And this, I believe, in the near future, when these 250 children grow up, they all have peace from the soil. They speak to other people and share the same and share how to grow safe and healthy food. I believe the peace from the soil will go on, and also creating a space or a healthy and just environment where each and everyone can discover his or her own potential and how to live to the fullest. Yeah.
That's great. Thanks, Emmanuel. I think I've heard you say, I know I've heard you say in essence, but something to the effect of the child who doesn't know that his food comes from the soil has no education. I mean, essentially tying together education and the soil.
I don't know exactly what you mean by education is wide.
Yeah.
And when I say education is wide, is that we have the education that is formal being provided in schools.
Yeah.
People become expert in some fields, like they go to from certificate, diplomas and this. But when I say education, as far as what the soil, I mean from the soil, is that how do I live with other people? With my doctorate degree, how do I live with other people? Mm-hmm. Or am I an intruder in my own community because of my doctorate degree? So how do I live with the people? That's why I say caring for the land, caring for the people. That's why at Magarini Children's Center, children sit in the class, learn about all these curriculum as per the government, but to live with the people, to tap the peace from the soil, they have to touch, they have to come to contact and feel the soil. And this will give an opportunity for the soil to communicate to the heart. And this will bring you to understand, regardless of how much academically you have achieved, you will feel the people, you will feel the soil. And now you will know, if you have a bachelor degree or have a doctorate, a PhD on something, it will be helpful to the people, not for yourself, but to the people. And for that way, you will find how important that degree is, because it's not for you, but it's for the people, how you serve them. Because how a doctor who works with the soil and then goes to in a hospital, and it is different how he's going to treat his patient. There are some doctors who are really connected to nature and they really listen with their hearts to their patient. And sometimes there's no need even giving them medicine. They just give a word of advice from nature and they heal.
Emmanuel, thank you very much.
So,
It sounds like a good time for us to break here.
yeah.
So, any final statement from your, anything about?
Right now we have like a pilot project of Peace from the Soil, and Peace from the Soil we are now trying to bring it in a democratic way, on how people can feel from the soil and use that feeling and that love, how to get their own elected leaders, the leaders they want. I know in this world nowadays, people go to get to their leaderships ranks, not because they are elected, but because of the influence of money, because of their influence of using power that they have to manipulate and to do things for themselves. But I think this is a selfish way, because it is denying the people their rights and love that they get from the soil. So when I now, Peace from the Soil, have taken a project of trying to let the people understand not only how they are being affected economically, they have a right democratically, and that the soil supports that to bring it out. And this is the most fundamental way, and it's the most right that should not be sold, because it is, you cannot get it anywhere, right, but from the soil. And once this is what we are trying to bring, and we are focusing on typical and really issues like how the elections went through in my community and in my country, and see all this. That we have to hear from the people who are direct from the soil. They have something to share, and that something that they will share is that what we need to share with others, so that we get the fundamental issue, fundamental thing of how the people from the grassroots can have their own leader from the soil.
Beautiful. Emmanuel, thank you very much. And my friend and brother,
thank you so much for, it's amazing that we are sitting here remembering the time we met like 4 to 3 years ago in Yahats. It was, until now, it is really, really amazing, and it's a huge and touching moment for me that we are sitting here in Kenya, in my community, and you have seen what we do, and how all this is something that is really, really touching. And I want to say thank you so much, dear Larry, for coming and visiting us. And I want to say for all those friends of Larry, all those friends of Magarini Children's Center, all those friends are working on the soil are our friends too, and we love them, and we say thank you so much for your love, care, and continued support. Thank you.
Thank you, Emmanuel.
Thank you so much.